Welcome back to Desire to Inspire. It's your mama's favorite podcast, and it feels like I have not recorded a podcast in about 4 years.
I love stacking them up because it gives us time to just kind of like do other things and get things like laid out, planned out. But yeah, when we get back into the groove of things, it's like, holy shit, even if it's only been a couple weeks, it feels like it's been a couple months.
What has it been now, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, 3, 2.5.
I think it's only been like 2. It's just because we recorded 2 and then put 1 in the middle because it was after the race.
True.
So it was a weird stack.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's cool. I've been fucking slaving away at those damn podcast clips and like going through all of our old episodes. And it's cool and I hope as you like start loading those on the dock, as you like get them, that you start like realizing like how much we have grown and how much this has changed.
Oh, I need to pull them today, so I'm about to see real quick.
Dude, man. It's crazy. It's wild to see the our flow, the dialogue in the episodes, the camera's quality, the video quality, the audio quality. All of that shit has enhanced tremendously, and we really haven't even done much. But,
and just wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. But it makes me excited because when you look back and you reflect on those things, it really does show you that like consistency compounds, and doing this thing day in and day out or week over week. It's only up from here because the next episode is going to be a monumental one, a milestone that I think we'll look back on and truly say this is where things pivoted. It's
also insane that it's getting ahead of myself here, but it's going to be the last one in this studio.
Episode 100.
It's weird that that's the way it lined up.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so we talked a few episodes ago about how I was going to be staying in this through the beginning of the year and moving out like in February. Change of plans. Sponsors came through and got us a different studio. But this time we are going to be leveling up. And I think it'll be one where it'll have a different energy around it.
That's what I want. Is like, I want the energy to be, this is like the podcast. Like, this is where the podcast happens. It's not like, let's throw some shit together, make this happen. Like, it's going to be cool.
It's going to be really cool because we will have free creative abilities to do whatever we want. Yeah. And so I think this episode 100 is going to close something out, and you want to let them know how we're going to structure things moving forward, brother?
So yeah, we probably should give you a heads up this week. So next week's going to be our last episode for probably like a month and a half, 2 months. We're not coming back till February. Probably whatever the first Friday in February is, I would assume.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna start doing
seasons. That's where you're going with the structure.
Yep.
So is this technically season 0?
Yeah. This actually I want, and we could say this for the next one, but no, I think this will be a good segue.
Yeah, I think we need to give them a heads up, and then like next week should be like a celebration.
Yeah. So answer your own question. What do you think it's like, or what do you think that solidifying seasons is now going to?
I don't necessarily know if I think that it's going to change kind of the dynamic of the show at all. I think it's going to be more where we can look at it in like seasons of life type of thing. I think a lot of podcasts do seasons, and we've always just kind of been like, whatever, let's fly off the cuff, do whatever. And so I could see this being season 0 just because like, all right, like pretty much we say with everything else, we like laid the foundation of what this is about to be. And then it's going to be a complete revamp of the podcast overall next month, or within the next couple months.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be a lot going on behind the scenes that I don't even think we'd really be able to record to the extent that we want with holidays and you moving and us getting everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be season 1. We'll just say it's going to be season 1.
Yep.
We definitely have not discussed the amount of episodes per season.
Not yet.
But yeah, I think it's just going to be able to break it down differently and just be able to look at like different segments of life after years of it.
Yeah. Because I think what I'm taking away from it, or the way that I'm viewing it, is that we're hitting or about to hit after this one, episode 100. And what that tells me is, all right.
It's basically 2 years.
This isn't a gimmick. This isn't something that we're just like, oh, maybe this and that. There's a lot of unknowns that we still don't know. There's a lot of things that are going to change. There are a lot of things that are going to come of it. But what season 100 means to me is like, now we can get serious. We told ourselves from the beginning, like, this is our vision, this is our drive. It's altered, it's changed, which that's how you grow, that's how you develop. But now what this is solidifying is all these 0 through episode 100 were all the build up of, okay, let's take this to the next chapter, let's take this to the next thing, and now let's truly drive in that vision. And what we talked about is like 2023 was about consistency and like physical growth. 2024 for me, and I think we're aligned on this, is business and financial growth. How can we scale the things that we want to work towards? And it doesn't just have to be DTI in the business realm, but how can we scale the things that we want to work towards, that we want to achieve, and truly start like diving into those to put more meaning behind it, to put more attention behind it, to put more drive behind it. And I think that this new studio is going to be able to bring that, because now we can talk about like, we're creating a vision of what we want that room to be like. And then we're going to execute on it. And now, like you said, we can go in there every single day or every single time that we record. And it's just, this is the studio. Like, people know this is the fucking studio. And yeah, it's not going to have a comfort feel to it. It's not going to have a bedroom feel to it. It's not going to have an office feel to it. It's going to have that, like, what we want for season 1, probably keep it for remaining seasons.
Yeah.
But again,
maybe
what
like
is that?
little things that change. But
Yeah.
the overall, like, that's why we really need to put some thought into it.
Yep. I've got some things saved in a card. I've got some pictures jotted down. So once we align on it, when we start seeing stuff, we can then start ordering the stuff that we want and have our sponsor pay for all of that for us.
Yeah, there's a lot of different setups that I've been looking at that are very different. So I'm excited to like pull these out and be like, what are your, and I'm sure like some of them are going to be similar to ones that you pull anyway. So I'm excited to like actually sit down and compare like, what do these look like?
Yep.
It's also going to mark a new season. I decided I'm not going to be the resident bum of the podcast anymore. I'm going to start getting dressed for the podcast.
There we go.
I don't know if you noticed, I'm in jeans again today. I got a collar on.
I was like, who is he? Pulled up in jeans, and I was like, he might be going on a date after this.
Nah,
I'm not
man,
sure.
put these on just for the pod.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, it'll the new vibe will be cool. I think I have the room mapped out. So we found a spot. We got the verbal that we're committed for it.
Hell yeah.
We applied for it yesterday. We should find out by the end of this week if we get it or not. But again, like, he pretty much told us that we're getting it to just fill out the application now. So we did all that. So once we get to move in, it'll be really cool. But it's really weird because now, kind of diverting from it, but I'm looking at like lawnmowers and grills and shit like that, because now I'm going to have a house to take care of. So I'm excited for that, and to be able to like have more of a my place, and not have to worry about going up and down elevators. And although it'll be nice to have an elevator in my house one day, but one that I don't have to share.
Well, cheers, man.
So, oh yes, give our sponsors a shout out.
You guys already know, Athletic Brewing Company. If you want to be not an alcoholic. Nah, honestly though, it's pretty much, this is like, I like doing it after a run, dude. You ever drink one after a run?
Mm-mm.
That's my favorite shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's cheers.
So, all right.
To
A lot of changes coming up.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like it's been a lot of changes. But if you want to enjoy some of these guys, link below. Code Dylan20 gets you 20% off your order, and supports this new studio we're about to put in.
Yep. Athletic Brewing Co., the best non-alcoholic beer on the market, hands down. Right underneath us is a couple new cases that we're going to be able to try, give you guys feedback on those. But one thing that we're doing as well is figuring out how can we partner with the brands that sponsor us or that we have sponsorships with to be able to enhance those partnerships, the brand collaborations. So if you guys have those, please let us know in like the DMs. Tell us that you did buy it, you are trying it, because there's things that we can collectively do together.
Because we see you guys buying it and we don't know who it is.
Yeah. So share, please, because there's some things that we might ask you for and might give you a favor back in return, or send you a little DTI something in the mail. But we greatly appreciate it, because this is definitely our number one supported sponsor from our viewers. So.
Definitely.
We also got to get Tone's take on it. He never let us know after he had it if he liked it or not.
I didn't know he had one.
Yeah, he bought one single can at like a Trader Joe's or somewhere, I don't know, Whole Foods. So we'll ask him. But seriously, great fucking company, great product. Please support them, and that'll support us. Can you elaborate on any of the vibes that you have in mind or any of the things that you have in mind for this new studio to kind of just like play, because it's not ironed out yet, but that's why we're ending it on season 100. Gives us time to build that studio out, because we'll be moved in the beginning of January, and then February is when we'll start releasing again. So what is your or top thing you want in it or want to see out of it?
The top thing I want is us to be in 2 separate seats. And I don't even know. It's going to be weird because I don't know what the setup of that's going to look like yet. If we're facing each other, if we're like looking at a camera and not really looking at each other. Because there's other ones. So I've seen where they kind of have a desk, but it's like more of like an L shape and it goes to a V. And so you're kind of each sitting on one side, but you can face each other.
Okay.
I've seen like where people are at a table across from each other, but they have cameras on them individually.
Okay.
I've seen just comfortable little chairs with maybe like a little side table. So there's a lot of ways that it could go.
Yep.
In terms of the background, I don't know. I'm like, there's a few things that I like that I don't want to go into yet.
All right.
But there's a lot of ways that it could go. It's not going to be foam brick, I could tell you that.
No, it will not.
But
it will not.
But there's a lot of cool things that we could do.
Yep.
It's just about how in depth do we want to get.
Yeah. I want us to go all out, and I'm willing to go all out for it.
All right.
So much so, in fact, that like my vision of this, the twins have taken the reins and like honed in on it, and they've actually built like a vision board with what they see through what I've told them.
Okay.
Because again, I'm trying to build something to share with you, so that way we can collectively come together and be like, ooh, I like this idea, I like this, let's put this together. Cool, now we got this, and we start building it. But it'll also be cool because I'm going to take a bunch of videos in here before we move out, and I want to do different things. So
it's going to be cool actually to document putting the studio together now I think about it.
Yeah.
Like that would be a dope video to drop right before we release this new season.
Oh yeah,
it's like a video of us putting this studio together.
I want to drop like a whole like 2.5 weeks of us transitioning from this to the new one.
That'd be dope. Because I was actually going to tell you today that I don't want the channel to get stagnant. Like obviously we're going to be we put up clips all the time, but I might have to make videos as well so that we still have something going on.
Yeah, we'll do
that.
Not
into training yet, but January is like when I'm gonna really set the goal and start after it. So I might just start like a series then.
We could do a video when you're home, like a donut video back home. We could do one of those. And then I have an arsenal still of daily drive-bys that I will hold accountable and post those.
Yeah, they don't even have to be daily at that point. Like as long as we have stuff going up weekly, just so that we're working on something. I just want the channel to look like, hey, there's nothing here anymore.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely. Honestly, we might be more active.
Maybe.
Between the clips, the drive-bys.
Yeah.
And then the donut review and stuff, like we might be more active in a sense, depending on how we play it and structure it. But there's no reason to not end this year strong and remain consistent with the things that we've been doing while we are transitioning this change. We have way too much stocked up. We have way too much that we've utilized that we can reutilize to keep the light coming. But I'm really excited to film the transformations of here.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
Maybe even do a post too of like what our old studios looked like an IG post where it was me in Cedar Springs, Texas address, sitting at that fucking desk, then sitting at the corner with my golf clubs in it, and you at the couch at the desk.
I was at a desk, then I was at like one of my little fucking end tables. I'll just pull it over and put my chair against a white wall. Then I went to the couch.
Yep.
Been in a lot of places.
Yeah. This is exciting, man.
Yeah.
When you start looking at that stuff and you start looking back through old shit, you really do see like the growth.
Yeah, and that's why like we're talking about how like 24 is going to be like this year of growth. But this has probably been the most growth I've ever experienced in a 12-month span. Just there was just so many changes, man. And we talked about them a lot.
Yeah.
But it's
so
just,
many.
Literally. Like when I was home, I was talking to somebody who first time meeting them, like they were just kind of asking about like work and like a lot of things like in my life. And they're like, "Oh, that's a lot of changes in a short amount of time. Like, I don't really think about it at the time, but it is. Like, it was literally everything at once.
Yeah.
And it felt overwhelming for a little bit. And even when I moved, I was like, I don't know, man. Did I make a mistake? Is this where I'm supposed to be? This and that. And somehow it's all just worked itself out.
It's weird how life does that. It's kind of like, and I'm going to tie the two because, again, if you didn't put in like the consistent effort to try and make that change, to try and see a different side, to try and experience something different, you would have never saw it. It's the same thing that when you try a new workout program, when you try a new job, when
Which
you
I
try...
did today, by the way.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Hold that. When you try a new... I'm going to say diet, but I don't mean diet as in like a keto with it. Like you just change up your nutrition regimen. All of those things seem overwhelming and hard until you do them for a little bit or until you continue to put that effort in. And that is just something that we will carry into 2024 is that we do that very well. I think collectively as a group, you and I, but individually, you and I can always push through that like that mud, that thick fucking mud that you feel like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I don't know what it looks like outside of this, but let me just keep pushing. And we don't get bogged down in the thought of like it not working out, only like, how is it going to work out?
This is kind of where I wanted the conversation to go in a way. I think that for me this year, especially this year, because I don't think that I was ever this way in the past. And it's kind of going to get a little spiritual.
All right.
But I think like after like all this shit happened in the beginning of the year, where it was completely out of my hands. Like just everything was changing. There was nothing I could do about it. I said, fuck it. I'm going to let it go. Like I can't control anything. Like at the end of the day, like I can make decisions and I can make actions. But at the end of the day, I believe that there's a path that's laid out for me that's going to unfold the way it's going to unfold. And it might take longer to get there. It might take shorter depending on what I do. But at the end of the day, like, I can't force any kind of control in the situation. And that's any situation, like at all. So I've really been big on like just like this is like a mantra I guess I've been telling myself probably like the last 6 months. It's like just let it go, do what you have to do, and if it's meant for it to happen for me, it's gonna happen for me. Like there's no reason to like get upset over if it doesn't happen, or if it does, then cool. But like with the job thing, with just other shit in my personal life, it's like I can't do anything about it. All I can do is put it in God's hands, and if he's going to let it be for me, then he's going to let it be for me. But if it's not for me, then why am I going to argue for you to give me something that is never meant for me in the first place?
How do you decipher if it's meant for you or if it's not? So let me rephrase this another way. Say you have a challenge or you have a goal or you have something that you want to achieve that's laid out, and it's like, if it happens, it happens. If not, it doesn't. How do you know if it didn't happen because you didn't put forth the effort or because you let yourself fail and not push through it versus just, oh, let's ride life and see what happens?
The 100%, that's the other half of it, is that I know I put forth the effort. I know 100% that I'm going to do the controllables. I have no control over the end of like whatever it is, but I can do controllable things. Like there's things in my life that I can control. I can control what I eat. I control the actions I take. I control who I am as a person, the work that I put in. So there are controllables, but there's never a question of if I put in the effort. So if it comes, then okay, cool, it's meant to be here. And it might not be meant to be here forever. But I know like in this moment, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm like really coming like in touch with that recently. It's like, okay, like this is where I'm supposed to be right now. And it might not be where I'm at in 6 months, but right now this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's dope. So do you feel like North Carolina is becoming a little bit more home?
Yeah, right now. My dad literally asked me on the phone yesterday. He's like, so you're not moving home, huh? I was like, probably not. I said, I can't really tell you because it's just what I'm talking about now. I said, I can't tell you. Everything's up in the air all the time. But like right now, I don't plan to.
It was good seeing them, being back home with them.
Yep. It's definitely a good time.
Good. I'm excited for the holidays to be here and get that one-on-one time, spend it with them, although I'm not excited.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get to see your family. I didn't even think about that.
Got to see him for a very short period of time, so it'll be good. But I think, too, it's, I don't know, even staying true through this time of, like, the holidays and everybody out of their regiments and stuff like that. Let me ask you, since you just went through it, were you still dialed in to stick to your plan, to stick to your habits, even though you say you don't have habits, to stick to your habits?
I don't have them. I just don't have a morning routine, per se, is what I say.
While you were home for that duration of time.
I mean, my food always kind of goes off the rails somewhat, but I eat less because of it, so I'm probably not eating enough, realistically. Holidays, I go buck wild no matter what. It ain't going to throw me off that much.
Yeah.
But in terms of working out, I mean, I think I ran 3 or 4 times. I lifted once. So out of 7 days, I'll take 5.
What you got any advice for when people do go home for the holidays to just like stay focused on or things to do to make sure that they don't derail in the last month and a half of the year?
I mean, the main one is what I just said, though, but I said I do it. So I'll say I go buck wild on the holiday itself.
Yeah.
If you carry that over the whole week, you're going to have a real problem. But don't limit yourself on what you eat on the holiday. Like, it's a holiday for a reason. One day is not going to throw off your entire progress. It didn't take a day for you to get here. It's not going to take a day to throw you off. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's like just at least be somewhat physically active. But, like, I'm obviously not going to be on a strict regimen like I would be if I was here.
Yeah.
But I can go for a walk after I eat. I can go for a run. Like, I might not want to go to the gym, but I know I have one. But not everyone has that. Mm-hmm. But anybody can get outside. Like,
yep.
Sure, it's snowing in Ohio right now, so I'm really not looking forward to that if it's still there. But it's still possible to get out and move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might not look the same. It might look like push-ups and sit-ups inside. But just doing something, I feel like, is better than doing nothing. And not even just for your physical. I think it's going to help you mentally not get into this weird place. Because when you eat all that shit and you just sit around, it's real easy to start feeling like shit.
Yep. I kind of want to rewind a little bit. You said that you had somebody ask you back home that you were talking to just like about all that stuff that was, oh, wow, that was so much thrown at you at once. Mm-hmm. And go back to that topic because while we are coming and we are approaching the holidays and things seem to be all holly jolly, everybody's together, there still is that aspect of life that we don't know what's going to get thrown at us. Any point of the year, anything can get thrown at us. And I really wanted to hone in on this and make an emphasis to just drive home the point that I talk about a lot of making the moments, creating the moments with the people you love, reaching out to those near and far to you to check in if somebody's on your mind, to reach out to them, because we don't know where life could take us. We don't know where a situation, we don't know where God has the next turn, the next curveball, the next, hey, I'm going to throw this at you and see what happens. There's been too much in the last 6 months that I've gotten a call and it was like, hey, someone we know is this. Hey, someone we know is this. Hey, can you pray for this person? Hey, this person's going through X, Y, and Z. I got a call from a close family member like 3 weeks ago. I got a call today from a really close friend of mine. And there's just so much in this world that makes us think that we are so busy that we can't take 5 minutes to call that person that's been on our mind for 10 days, a week, 10 months, and make that call to just check in on them. Or when we're home, to step back and be like, maybe I don't need to hang out with my friends every single day. I get so many people want to see me, but let me go out to dinner with my grandma. Let me go out to dinner with my aunts, my uncles. Let me go out to dinner with my cousins, or let me see what my mom's doing and take her out to dinner. And just appreciate those little moments. They don't need to be something that's big. They don't need to be something grand like a vacation or this monumental moment in your life like a wedding. I guess what I'm getting at is like, don't wait to celebrate.
Yeah.
Don't wait to celebrate life. Don't wait to celebrate your success. Don't wait to celebrate the hard times. Don't wait to celebrate the good times. Don't wait to celebrate the promotion you got. Don't wait to make that phone call. One thing in 2024 I want to make sure that I focus on, and again, it's not putting a New Year's resolution, and it's just how can I evolve to a better person. And this is what I do daily, weekly, monthly. That's why I journal, is how can I be a better version of myself? How can I put the time and attention towards the thing I want to and really drive home the fact and like stay focused on it. And so my thing is going to be like, don't wait. Don't wait to do any of those things I just mentioned, because if you do, it could be too long and you might not have that chance. And so again, take this holiday season to really create those moments, those memories. But even outside of the holidays, on the random days or whatever, going through hardship, going through good or bad times, whatever it is, take the time to do the things that are on your mind and to reach out to the people that you want to, that you care about, because we don't know when the last time is going to be the time.
Yeah. I think a lot of what that comes down to is just a gratitude thing now. People, especially this time of year, it's easy to just kind of get wrapped up in it all. And obviously Thanksgiving just passed, so people are thankful, however they want to say that.
Yep.
But like gratitude all the time, like for the small things, like the friends you have, the family you have. It's very easy to just be, oh, this is my family. Like they annoy me, or
Yeah.
I really don't want to see my friends right
We
now.
know that fucking happens.
But like at the end of the day, like there's somebody out there who wishes they had the family you have. There's somebody out there who doesn't have a solid group of friends or anything like that. There's people, dude, too many people are bitching about their job at this time of the year. But like, you're not entitled to that job. Like, you're not entitled to live the life that you live that the job provides for you. Like, just be grateful that you're in this position at all. And it's easy, I guess, this time of year to kind of go both ways, because it is supposed to be like this joyous holiday, but it's also a really fucking sad time for a lot of people because they don't have things. But I think just taking a step back and being grateful for the things you do have will go a long way.
Yep. Yeah. Just thinking about the people that I know this year that aren't going to have those people, like you just said, to be able to like celebrate, to be able to call, to be able to buy gifts for. For me, it's a little different because I've had time to deal with some of those people that were closest to me, and last year was a first for me for some people in my friends or family group. But man, I have a couple handful of people right now that are going through my head that like some of their kids won't be there. Some of their parents won't be there. Some of their uncles and cousins won't be there. And so, yeah, be grateful. Be truly grateful and take the time to talk about those people as well. Let their legacy live on through you, and make sure that they stay top of mind as well, whether that's in a grace before dinner or it's around a campfire in the backyard or it's just sitting around the table. Like, do a quick toast to them and show honor to those people, but also use those people as that fuel to remember how short life is and to remember the impact that you want to make while we are here, because today's not promised and neither is tomorrow. So be grateful for those times and truly focus on the little things in life. That job, like Dylan was saying, like your dream job is somebody else's. Your job also isn't as bad as it seems. Your family's not as bad as they seem. Majority of the time with conversation or a little bit of effort, that thing that seems so big can go away in the blink of an eye if we just put forth that effort and remain focused on. Bless
I was
you.
trying so hard to suck that thing in, bro. I've been sucking that thing down for like a minute and a half. I'm like, don't ruin this fucking monologue he's on. Thank you.
No, it's good. We needed a break. I didn't want to get sad, but man.
I was like, man, I can't get this thing back.
Those 2 points just tied together perfectly. Especially that grateful one at the end. Because, like you said, man, some people don't have those people here anymore to be able to have the chance to hug them one more time or say something. So remember that. Everybody's got their own story. Everybody's got their own path, and everybody's got their own thing they're going through. So even though the holidays are happy times, there is a lot of sad within the holidays as well that people don't tend to share as much because they don't want to burden people or damper the mood or anything like that. So simple hi, simple call, simple text, simple hug can go a long way for people during this time as well.
I don't even know how we get out of this topic.
How we get out of this topic is...
I don't know how we back out of this one.
I don't know either. That was good. I'm liking this podcast so far. I think it's leading to the energy that we're going to have in 2024. Not only... You know what? We'll just wrap this up because we're going for like a half hour. This will be a good one to end before I would anticipate a long one for the 100th episode. Who knows? It might be 10 minutes. It might be 100 minutes. We don't know. But
100 minutes.
That'd be wild.
It's only an hour 40.
That'd be your dad's might be longer.
Yeah, I think it is. It's around there.
But there's going to be a lot of changes, not only with me personally and Dylan personally, our families, but with DTI and this brand that we're building. There's going to be stuff coming out because, what we've done well is
we should actually talk about it next week.
Okay.
Like the new direction.
Yeah. And I'll end it here. What we've done very well is we've remained consistent by putting things out, by putting the effort in, by talking about it, by doing it. That made me burp. Excuse me.
We're struggling right now.
What we're going to do next year is actually like promote this brand and what we do on the side to be able to generate revenue to the way that we are able to help people and how we help people. And we're going to start marketing it more because now we have some credibility behind our belt that we got 2 years under us. We have client success stories that we hardly ever talk about. We have a community that we do not talk about nearly enough. So get ready for that to be flooded in your guys' minds because what we just talked about in this episode, reaching out to family, focusing on the little things, creating the moments, creating the memories, being grateful, being thankful, enjoying the holidays, but also staying regimented on your diet, your workouts, and the things that you're putting forth the effort towards, the habits that you have daily. That's what this community that we'll elaborate more on the 100th episode cultivates and is going to cultivate. And we're going to bring all of those like-minded people together like we've been planning and like we've been building to truly build the Desire to Inspire brand that we want, that we envisioned, and that we dreamed of. Because again, everything is going to continue elevating. Everything is going to continue to grow because of the mindset and the passion that we have behind this. So hug your mom, call your mom, hug your dad, call your dad, or just call somebody random. Give somebody a smile on the sidewalk when you're walking, but always have the desire to inspire. Remember, this is your mama's favorite podcast. Until next time, it's on.
Peace.